Alright everybody, welcome to my next episode in the Metaverse Breakout series. This time I'm going to be recreating the wizard's chest scene from the first Harry Potter movie-book. So as you can see, I already have the two major players in the scene, Ron and Harry. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an experience where basically we use a little bit of chess knowledge, a little bit of basic chess knowledge to, so to speak, get out of the labor that they had to do. So first and foremost, I'm going to set up the scene. Got Ron and Harry already, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to create some dialogue. So alright guys, we've almost made it to the, I'll do it for the UK fans out there, Philosopher's Stone. Out in the States we know it as the Sorcerer's Stone, but you know, Philosopher's Stone. We just need to get past this last test. Not test, I'll say, is there anything a little bit more straightforward than security measure? Ooh, I know, last trial. There you go. That's a trial. Dot. And then it's like, we have Ron say, oh, well, I don't think all of us are going to make it all at once, Harry. Let's see. The White Queen has the board locked down. And then Ron, you're not going to do, I think you're going to do, are you? And then Ron says, I know which piece can take her out. Can take her out, but I won't be able to go with you, Harry. Dot. And so now we move on to the actual breakout. And so what we do is we have, oh, actually I haven't loaded those ones in yet. So alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put up a picture of the White Queen. So we say White Queen and allow community use in case anybody wants to use it. So alright, so now we ask the question, which piece can Ron use to take out the White Queen? Or actually not take her out, draw her out, because Ron technically didn't take her out. So draw out the White Queen. And I need to go ahead, piece can draw her out. And then now we have our questions and answers. So what we're going to do, or our clues and answers. So the first thing we need to do is create our clues. So clues, and then answer. Alright, so now going to go ahead and, as usual, I like to do usually 3 hints. So with the clues, I'm going to put them down here, and then we say some people call it a horse, which is not particularly the proper name for the piece that Ron uses. He uses a knight to beat, well, not beat it, but a knight to draw out the white queen. So knight, I'll leave it as knight. I didn't ask which color, so just leave it as knight. So yeah, some people call it a horse. And then let's see, another hint would be it moves in an L shape and can hop over other pieces. And then going to go ahead and get the picture of the knight again. And so for my last hint that I want to give, let's see, I suppose I'll say that the knight, there are only 2 of them for each side. I'll say 2 of them on each side, but a pawn can promote into another one, period. That actually does kind of go for the other main pieces. A pawn can be promoted into all the other pieces as well, but with all of this other stuff in context, that narrows down the answer quite a bit. So because this one is very short, I'm not going to put a button, but for this one I'll put a button. It's short as well, but perhaps, by saying in L shape, that maybe someone needs a little bit more time to read it. And then I'm going to have scene 8 transition to scene 5. Alright, and so those are the clues, and of course I have to have the clues transition to scene 6. Alright, and so now for this one we're going to do a text response. And we're going to ask the question once again: which piece can Ron use to turn or to draw out the white queen? And Harry Potter fans will likely know this one right away. He uses the knight. So for our answer, we're going to put in knight. But as usual, what we have to do is we have to use the box, and we're going to have response contains. And so with this one, I'm going to have knight be capitalized because white queen has been capitalized. And if the person gets it wrong, I'm actually going to go ahead and even point out, check the spelling, etc., etc. So search that the user's response includes the word knight. And if it doesn't, then we're going to take them to this scene. Where I put in the black knight, and then I even say, be sure to check your spelling and punctuation, period. If you're still stuck, check the clues, period. Be sure to check your spelling and punctuation. Make sure that you use capital letters, but not all caps. All caps. And I could even capitalize the C and L in capital letters to kind of reinforce that whole idea, just in case somebody doesn't do that naturally. And then we have this transition to scene 10. Definitely want to put a button on that. That's quite a bit. And then transition back to scene 9, or actually scene 8. And then we'll have scene 5 transition to scene 9. And then now we just need to create a proper ending. This is actually going to be a little bit more extensive. Alright, so I have Ron start this off. Make it a little bit dramatic as I can. And I'm gonna have it play out like a cutscene, so I'll make sure to keep the dialogue light. So, alright, let's do this, and then we'll have Harry say, "Ron, no, no." Just like that, and then we'll go ahead, load in Harry's Harry, not the tiny gladiator. Run, no. Alright, and then I'm gonna go ahead and reload it. Okay, so now everything should be good. So run, no. And then let me see if there's an explosion actually. Yep. Alright, so there aren't any explosion characters. Let me go ahead and get an explosion character. Explosion PNG transparent. This, by the way, is how I always get the explosions. Well, not in explosions. This is how I get pictures whenever you don't want them to have a background. Is you type in PNG and then make sure that the background is transparent, and that's how you can make sure to get, you know, those clear pictures like how I have right now. So I'm going to load in that explosion that you just saw me get. Well, real quick, let me reload it one more time, and then I'll load in the explosion. And then so explosion, allow for community use. Then you put in boom, just like that. And then we'll have the scene close out with Harry saying something along the lines of, "I have to carry on." I'll have him stutter because he's shocked. I have to carry on. Have to carry on in Ron's stead. Ron didn't pass away, but you know, it's more dramatic. So alright, so we'll go ahead and then have the experience end. So now I just need to make sure that everything is connected. Well, I'll definitely want to make sure to connect these with buttons because it's quite a bit of dialogue. Like I've mentioned before, if you have a scene where it's light on the dialogue and it's pretty short, then I would recommend not putting it in there. But if you do have a lot of dialogue, then I would almost certainly put it in. So Alright, that's all good, and then let me make sure this goes where it's supposed to. So it should go to scene 11. Then, like I mentioned before, it's going to be a cut scene, so we're going to just have these sync up real quick with no buttons. Alright, and then we have scene 13, scene 14, and then we're good to go on that. So now, let me make sure, so it looks like my phone went to sleep, so let me make sure that it's connected. Alright, so it looks like everything is good. Alright, so everything should be good to go, so I'm going to see if I can give it a test. Alright, guys, almost made it to the Philosopher's Stone. Just need to pass Elisha. Well, I don't think all of us are going to make it all at once, Harry. The White Queen has the board locked down. You're not going to do what I think you're going to do, are you? And I know which piece can draw her out. I won't be able to go with you, Harry. Which piece can Ron use to draw out the White Queen? So now I'm going to go ahead and purposely, actually, what do you know? So knight. Let me misspell it just to see if it does indeed link. So knight. Alright, yeah, so be sure to check your spelling. If you're, wrong your. I'll have to get that. And I need to correct that as well. I've had that linked to the wrong box. But okay, so I'll correct the spelling and then I'll correct that. Alright, Black Knight, let's do this. Ron, no. And there you have it. Okay, well, let me make those corrections really quickly. Okay, so for the first one, I have a grammatical error. Always want to be sure to check your experiences twice, and then with this, it links to the wrong place. So let's see. Oh no, I definitely don't want to add another one. I think I just need to click on this and then, yeah, transition to scene. I should have it transition to scene 5. There you go. Alright, so with that being said, that completes that experience. And so, yeah, definitely was a lot of fun to do. And if you need any more help, then feel free to leave a message in the comments. But otherwise, have a good day.